Good evening, everyone. This is Amy St. Ange. I'll call the Tuesday, December 7th, 2021 Board of Selectmen meeting to order. All three selectmen are present. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll make a motion that Amy St. Ange, make a motion that we approve the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes from November 16th, 2021.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on those minutes?
I did not see anything in those.
Good.
Okay, and the only thing I saw, and this is for Dottie, is in the affordable housing plan, you mentioned Renee Waldron, but her name is spelt wrong. It says Rainey instead of Renee. So that was the only minor detail that I saw. Any other discussion on this? All in favor of approving the meeting minutes from November 16th, 2021, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I make a motion that we approve the Board of Selectmen special meeting minutes from November 22nd, 2021.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on these minutes?
Again, I didn't see anything.
I didn't either. It was on the road closure. All right. All in favor of approving the meeting minutes, special meeting minutes from November 22nd, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that motion passes. Finally, I make a motion that we approve the Board of Selectmen special meeting minutes from November 29th, 2021.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on these minutes?
In the section 2, I thought the motion was that we would approve the resolution.
You're right.
I don't remember how we worded that or how that was worded, pending the approval of the Board of Finance or something to that effect.
Correct. You're right. I didn't even pick up on that
Yep.
when I read through it quickly. So Dottie, if you could make that change, it should have been pending the approval, the verbal approval of the Board of Finance. Even though they didn't have the jurisdiction according to the attorney, we wanted to make sure that they were included. Dottie gives us the thumbs up, so that's great.
The other thing was my concerns regarding the 65 Main Street under section 3 with the community challenge grant opportunity also included, and I don't see where that's in there. Concerns for the estimate that the cost could be outdated, but also that maintenance and maintaining the building after.
Okay, but that was something Dottie didn't do. Marie and I transcribed
Okay.
the minutes, so I will make sure that we make that change. So you wanted to have
I believe
the maintenance costs
are the maintaining the building after it was
after it's completed.
repaired or completed. Yeah.
Okay, I'll make
That
sure
was
that we make
something I
that
know I
adjustment.
had expressed concern about.
Oh, and then here's Dottie giving us the thumbs up on the other thing, but it was actually Marie that did these with me. So, thanks Dottie for giving the thumbs up, but yeah, Marie and I will take care of those. I forgot, in the special meetings, I didn't call Dottie in to do it,
Yep.
so.
No problem.
All right. Correspondence. Any correspondence?
I don't have anything, I don't think.
Ken, do you have anything?
I don't have it.
There was one item that came in after the agenda was posted, and that is this coming Friday, and I wanted to make sure you both had it. The Chamber of Commerce, President Sean Johnston invites you to coffee with the commish breakfast, featuring the DMV Deputy Commissioner Tony Guerrera, Friday, December 10th, 7:30 to 9 a.m. at the Black Dog Bar and Grill in Putnam. So
Thank you.
if you're interested, I'll leave this here. You guys can check it out before you go.
I'll be out of town.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hearing no other correspondence, we will move on to selectmen comments at this time. Any selectmen comments?
Just the December 7th, which is the for Pearl Harbor, et cetera. It's been all over the news and TV, and it's the 80th year since. Yeah.
Any other?
You know, the only comment, it's a positive comment I have is driving here. I know, I've been noticing all the houses that have decorated and lit up and how beautiful it looks. It
Yeah.
really is. Why we live in the Northeast or in that little quaint town of Thompson, I think, it's just beautiful.
And Pete, our building maintainer here, has been busy decorating the town hall. And today he put the tree out in front of the town hall and strung up some lights. So it does look pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful for Pete Ernst for the work that he does here in town hall. He's very dedicated.
Does a great
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. I don't have any other comments at this time. I think we have a pretty full agenda, so kind of was looking forward to getting right to it. At this time, I will open up the floor to citizen comments. Agenda item 6, citizen comments. We have 2 people here in town hall who, if they want to say something, they can come up to our microphone here. And anybody in the Zoom audience, feel free to unmute yourself. Type in the chat box, your comment will be read. Yeah, going to give you a minute or so. Probably not more than a minute. So if you want to say something. All right, hearing and seeing none. We will move on to agenda item 7, the ambulance service update. Of course, all of us were present at last night's meeting. I'd really like to drill down on your thoughts. Unfortunately, I was hoping that Jamie Sine, Rob Wurge, who wasn't able to attend the meeting last night, or Justin Young might be in the meeting tonight to share their thoughts. But I certainly want to hear what our selectmen have to say.
I think that was a lot of information to take into. I would feel more comfortable if we had more time to go through some of the information and possibly have even a special meeting to
Okay.
discuss it with some
Notable.
notable people
Individuals.
that have been involved in
And
this.
definitely get Bob
Okay.
Holswell.
I thought the same thing. I
Okay.
think it would be good, you know, for anybody that had
And
questions.
Judy Reynolds.
And
from
Judy, that
OEML.
would be
Ju-
wonderful.
Judy-
Because unfortunately, she did have a meeting that piggybacked the one that I tried to get her to go to, and I thought she was going to. And when I confirmed it, she says, oh, another meeting popped up. And yeah, I think that she has more insight that maybe even Bob Holdsworth doesn't have. And it will be very important to have her there.
And the documentation that he gave us, he had expressed that it was not truly a finished product and that it was not, he did not want it shared. I think that that's important that we have the finished documentation
you
that
both
we can
got-
share.
You both got the adjustments that he had made. to
Yes,
his
that you
spreadsheet
sent out today, yes. So something that we can share because it's a, you know, kind of a big decision. So we want to make sure that we have some input from.
When would we like to schedule some type of meeting?
I think you know, obviously sooner than better, you know,
Right.
later, but I think it works. I think we need to look at when they're available, Judy and Bob,
What are both of you, are you going, you're going away for the weekend?
just for the weekend.
Okay. Are you going to be around next week potentially?
Oh, I'm around next week. I'm out of town on Friday.
Okay, all right.
Otherwise, I'd go to the Black Dog or wherever.
Okay, so let me reach out to Bob and Judy, and we can try to schedule something maybe early next week. Maybe on our normal Tuesday night. I'll check what the schedule is here too.
Yeah,
Anything that doesn't work for both of you?
the Board of Ed meeting, I think on Monday, I kind of
Monday.
would like to go to.
Okay.
And then I see Thursday is the Board of Finance meeting, I think.
Next
But-
week, no, that's the week after, isn't it?
No,
The week after our meeting.
No, actually, I think it comes up before.
Oh,
Because the first was on Wednesday, so their first Thursday was the second.
they're the third Thursday, right?
Yeah, which
Yeah,
would be the
they're
second.
16th.
Oh, you're right. That's next week?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I'm flying. Okay. All right. But we're on the 21st.
I just have something going midday on the 15th.
Okay. Possibly the 14th?
Mhm.
All right. All right, so let's plan that then.
Yeah, if you can make it happen,
All
I
right.
think that would be a good idea.
Yes.
Do we want to do it Zoom?
I would be
I'm-
comfortable doing it a hybrid or in person.
Hybrid is fine,
Everyone's fine? Okay. All right.
because I would have to think that Bob will probably do it hybrid as well.
Yeah, he would probably Zoom in.
Yeah.
And may make it easier for Judy.
Do we want to just do Zoom though, since it's a special meeting, or do you want to come here and be in person?
I personally I don't mind being in person.
Okay. All right.
Do it either way. it
All right,
doesn't
so we'll
matter.
do hybrid. We'll shoot for the 14th, but see what their schedules
Yep.
allow.
Just let us know.
Okay. All right, so we'll move on to the proposal, lien release from Centerville Bank. Again, this is something that's probably just up for discussion. Probably moving on to another special meeting would be my thought, potentially executive session. But we do have representatives from Centerville Bank. Cynthia Louvier. Thank you, Cindy, for unmuting yourself. I had presented your memo to the board, but I'm not sure. I'm going to open the floor for you to speak on that memo.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And joining me is also Brent McDonald. So he's also representing the Centerville Bank, which really the memo is addressed from.
Okay, I lost you for a second because I hit the mute.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. So Wyndham North Properties is a subsidiary of Centerville Bank. And as I'm sure the board is aware, Centerville Bank purchased Putnam Bank last year. As part of that transaction, we have these two parcels of land that have an open-end commercial mortgage that the town executed prior to the bank owning the land. And we are looking for the release of that mortgage so that we can move forward with the mitigation and action that we have to take with these properties. Within the proposal, we included a lot of the detail of what's happening on the land in showing the work that we're doing and the efforts that we're making with our primary focus of the safety based on the dam that exists on the larger property of land. And that dam by Connecticut deep standards is classified as a high hazard dam. So it's important for us to be able to move forward with the repairs and the mitigation and all of the other steps that we'd like to take with these two parcels of land. I had reached out to ask how do we pursue the release of the lien, and this was the suggested approach for the conversation this evening. So I would be very open to entertaining any questions or comments about the proposal that we submitted on Friday.
So just to be certain, this is Amy St. Ange. I'm not in favor or not in favor of this. I just had asked Cindy, well, what is your proposal? What are you thinking? I do know that Centerville Bank has been extremely active in mitigating the problems that exist at this dam. I mean, it is basically, it's in dire need of repair. And from what I understand, and Cindy, correct me, Brent, Mr. McDonald, is he your attorney or he's your attorney, correct?
He's with the law firm supporting the bank on this transaction.
Okay. It's not the engineer, because you have the engineering firm WZA, is that WZA?
GZA. GZA.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Is doing a lot of the work, the design for you. Obviously, it's going to be a massive undertaking to repair this dam, and they just want our consideration. In my mind, I was thinking that we would potentially do another meeting and maybe bring in the Board of Finance to discuss. I mean, this is a big request. It's, the lien that's on the property is $384,000.
Is this the,
It's the 49
The,
acres and the 152 acres.
yeah, but the lien is there because of a, was it a grant?
It's a
There was a
grant.
grant.
That was not fulfilled the way it was, and so it was
Correct.
technically not Thompson money.
Correct.
And it was not, it was from the state?
Mhm.
Okay, I just wanted a refresher on that, and it's not owed to the town of Thompson. Correct?
Well, any monies
Technically?
that are recovered would go back into the grant program to be used in the town.
By releasing the lien, we would no longer have the ability to be able to recoup it? Is that,
We are first on the lien on the,
Several properties.
on the acreage.
On just the 152 and the 49?
Correct.
Ken Beausoleil, he's one of our selectmen, and he's, been through this a lot. He's been on the board longer than we have, so he knows the history, Cindy.
Yes, and I think it's important to note that the grant funds were not, Centerville Bank, Wyndham North Properties did not benefit from those grant funds. So we are not looking to be excused from any liability that we incurred. So I think that's important to note as well.
With your permission, Board, I would like to also point out that the mortgage was given not just for the properties in question that we're talking about. It covered many properties owned by a couple entities as well as an individual named Sean Donahoe. At some point in the past, the board did release some of the property from this that Mr. Donahoe owned. So there is some precedent for the board releasing property from this mortgage. It's uncertain at the moment, based on the legal descriptions, how much of the remaining land would still be subject to the mortgage, because it's not clear to me what other properties are, but it was clear that there was 4 large tracts of land that were included in the original mortgage.
The land that was released was the stuff behind Duffy's. Across from the community fire station. That was done when I was on the board. That was done to settle with Mr. Jakes back in the day, that deal with Sean back on.
Okay.
But at that time, there was more than enough equity based on the 384 to releasing the 23 acres was not an issue.
Yep. go
I
ahead.
mean, as far as the lien release and on the properties is something that we've been trying to work on for a number of years with that. And with that being said, that has its own elements, and even moving that forward would have to go to a town meeting. Most definitely, because we had done that when we were trying to release the lien when they were going to redo the section of the mill facing the library for Mr. Scott back then, in order to put in apartments there. That was, oh God, 2011, 12, somewhere around there. And we had gone to a town meeting.
See, I didn't understand that it had to go to a town meeting, but
can we, I think this is something we're gonna have to definitely work on, and maybe get a little more history and understanding, at least for me. And I know Ken, maybe not so much for you, but I need to understand this better. I think we need to have Board of Finance involvement, yes, absolutely, and attorney.
Definitely the town attorney.
Yeah.
Most
And
definitely.
I did reach out to Ken with this from the go. He didn't, well, actually, we were supposed to have conversation today, and I called him twice, and he hasn't returned my call. So,
So, taking the lien out of the picture at this point, this is all about doing work on the dam,
right.
okay? Because they had,
Because I will honestly, I
They own
cannot
it.
say enough, Centerville Bank has been there, they've been actively working on a solution for this, and there's nothing more. I am so pleased
Well,
I'm
it's
very,
And we
great
definitely
compared,
want to work
yes.
with them.
Right.
So my question is, there was two options, option A and option B. You know, on fixing the dam.
Right.
And I'm not an engineer, so I'd have to see how this would look on plans, both of these projects, by all means, to understand them. I don't know where the bank is headed with this. You know, what their thinking is. I know that going back through history, that when we were dealing with the mill back in Sean's days, we ended up with a conservation easement all along the western part of the mill pond. From where Heritage goes in to the boat ramp, we have water rights. And then the whole western bank, we've got, I think it's a 50-foot strip that runs along that 152 acres. So we have one situation where if the dam stays, water level stays at the current level, nothing changes. If the dam goes down and we reduce, we have a lot of affected issues. One is the conservation easement, the aesthetics, the recreation, there's a whole bunch of things that'll be involved over there. So it's a question that we need to know, you know. Yeah, I have no idea where the bank is going. So there's a lot of moving pieces on this thing.
So Cindy, is there a potential for us to, I know, and I haven't shared them because I didn't know the direction we were going in. But you had shared those photos from GZA about various dams that they had done similar projects with, which I'm happy to share with the board. Maybe it'd be a good idea for us to have a meeting with GZA and they could really present the slide presentation and from their perspective, discuss the actual work that they potentially could do on the dam.
Happy to share the photos and happy to include the engineering firm. As far as the work goes and to the question on what the bank's intentions are, whether it's, you know, option A or option B, where our hands are tied a little bit until we get, you know, if you will, clean title and access, full access to the property. So in the order of prioritization for the bank, it is kind of resolving the prior issues that exist with the land. One is this lien, obviously. One is the condition of the dam, so the hazard that dam presents. And so we're working through each of those. And then the alternative assessment, which we did include in the memo, you know, which direction we go in. You know, there's cost factors that we're considering. You mentioned all of the other considerations. Those are all part of the work that the engineering firm is doing for us. But it, from our own regulators' perspective and us resolving prior issues of the land prior to the bank owning it, meaning prior to Centerville Bank owning Putnam Bank, that's on a task, if you will, that we've been asked to manage to by our regulators as well, prior to even initiating the repair work or the mitigation of the dam.
Do either of you have any other questions for Centerville Bank?
Not at this point. I mean, we understand the intent. That's been a
Okay.
conversation that we've had with Putnam Bank in the past. You know, the release of the lien. So there's a variety of options that are available to us.
So let's get Suzanne up to speed on the history. Let's try to arrange for a meeting with the Board of Finance, joint meeting, executive session with our attorney, so we can discuss this and so that we can get back to Centerville Bank.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
And any further information, Centerville can.
Yeah, I'll send you guys the photos of, I think that was, Cindy, just to make sure, option B was the partial vertical dam removal that we had discussed with Deep. And then
That's
you send me the photos to show before and after and then months in progression and how much the earth revitalizes itself. Okay. I will
Yes.
share that with the Board of Selectmen, now
Thank
that they're aware of what you're planning to do.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to share with us right now? You or Mr. McDonald, Attorney McDonald?
I don't have anything at this time.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you both.
Thank you.
And I'll be in touch soon, Cindy.
Thank you, Amy. Appreciate it.
All right. Moving on to agenda item 9, discussion, designation of Lowell Davis Road as a scenic road. Planning and zoning has been petitioned for a public hearing. This is basically a formality if you read through the ordinance. The Board of Selectmen just has to be made aware that the petition has been, or the application has been put towards the Planning and Zoning Commission. And now it's just a matter of December. I read through the ordinance. I don't think we have to vote on it or anything.
That's what I was understanding when I
Right.
It
didn't.
looks
read
like
it.
it's in the hands of P and Z.
Yeah,
It's totally in the hands of P and Z.
just making us aware, right?
Yes. I mean, I think there was some concern that the road would not be maintained, but that's not the case. I will say my only one concern is Rich and I recently had, and I'm going to bring this to planning and zoning at their meeting, had a conversation of widening the first section of Lowell Davis when you're coming in from 193. So if there was going to be preferred designation, I hope that they'll choose 395 to Wilsonville Road, because Rich wanted to widen that section of road so buses could potentially pass. It's very narrow at the beginning, I guess.
It only allows one
It
vehicle.
only allows one vehicle, and that's why the buses can't go down Lowell Davis Road right now. So, but that would be my only concern. Do either of you have any concerns about its designation potentially? I know it's something that Bob Wirge Senior has wanted for a while. So I think he's gained quite a bit of support from people on the road.
Well, that would be my only concern, is he's not the only resident on the road, and what is their opinion, and how does it affect them? That kind of
They
thing.
all get noticed. They
Yeah, I
all
saw
get the
that. I
same
read that.
packet, yeah.
So I thought those that have concerns will be at this meeting,
And he has
We would hope.
actually, I think,
I would hope.
and I think he's gone almost door to door to talk to the residents.
So he has really campaigned on this.
He
one.
really has. He really has.
So, and it's not up to us.
No.
It's,
We don't even have to vote on it from what I read.
No, it's
And
just putting
Cindy
us
had
on notice.
confirmed, yeah. If you have any questions, though, feel free, reach out to planning and zoning. You have any concerns, reach out to planning and zoning and come to the meeting that night,
absolutely.
December 27th. So I'm hoping to make it more hybrid for all the meetings. I may be away that day, so I want to be able to zoom in
Yeah,
for it. So, all right, without any further discussion on that, we will move into appointments. Requests from Renee Waldron for us to approve the appointment of sub-registrars. This is for the funeral directors, et cetera.
did we, I vaguely remember we did this
Yeah, we did it last
2 years ago.
Yeah, it's every 2 years.
every
But-
year.
They don't have to live in town or anything, right?
No, I wouldn't say.
In what,
Bob Fournier doesn't live in
Bob
town.
doesn't, neither does
Bill
Tim
does,
Garner.
though. Does Bill Jeswick does?
I don't know who that is, but I know Tim doesn't.
Yeah.
Bill is above the,
Yeah.
yeah, he's in
Okay.
town.
Okay.
But what?
Well, it has to, I think it has to
This
do
was
with,
signing off on death certificates. isn't
yeah,
it?
that's what it's all about. Yeah.
Not to sound ignorant, but
That's what
what do
it's
they
all
do?
They're the ones that come in and do all the filing with the town clerk and
The
everything. with-
vital records and that
Vital
kind of
records,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay.
it's a formality.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion to reappoint Robert Fournier, William Jeswick, and Tim Farner.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on these reappointments? Okay, hearing none, all in favor of reappointing Robert Fournier, William Jeswick, and Timothy G. Farner, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that motion passes. And B, Heather O'Rourke, application for Planning, Economic Development Commission as an alternate. I think she's a great.
Yeah, I'll make
she'd
a
be great-
motion that we accept the application for Heather O'Rourke for Economic Development
Alternate.
alternate.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on appointing Heather O'Rourke to the Economic Development Commission. Any further discussion on this application? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that motion passes. And we did receive the resignation in hand from Christine Chattel from Planning and Zoning Commission. That's an issue that is going to be taken up again as far as the replacement of her, as well as Chris Nelson. Chris Nelson did not have to formally send a resignation because he registered to vote in Putnam. So there are 2 seats open on Planning and Zoning, which they're going to be taking up at their December 27th meeting. But for now, we have to deal with the accepting of this resignation.
Motion to accept with regret.
Second.
All in favor of approving the resignation of
I do
Christine
have
Chattel?
I do.
Oh, sorry, comment.
Yes, I know, I have a question. This was submitted on October 5th. And it is now, what, December 7th, and we're just receiving this. Why? Was there any explanation as to why this wasn't submitted to us earlier?
I did reach out to the chairman, the town clerk I had conversation with, Cindy Dunn. Apparently the letter, the town clerk stated that they actually needed what was called a wet signature. So they needed a hard copy letter for her resignation because she was an elected official. She mailed it. It sat here in town hall. Joe Perotti didn't get it until the late October meeting, October 27th. I agree. We should have received it at
It's
least
still
by
December
November.
7th. Why are we just receiving this now? So,
Nope, I will send you the messages that I sent to them.
no,
Because
I
I
trust,
should have
I trust that
CC'd.
you had a conversation with him. I just was very surprised to hear that this was submitted much earlier than,
One of the most, what made our land use attorney or most concerned was that these types of resignations of elected officials there's a time frame to get them filed with the Secretary of the State. And that filing date was passed before it was filed. So it's not good.
yeah, that's not a good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So, but I will forward you the messages that I did send. No, but it's important
okay.
that you both have them, and I should have probably CC'd you. So I'm terrible at CCing people on messages.
No, that's okay.
So I will
just
make sure
wanted
you
to
get
know
them.
that. So, now we need to vote, I guess. That was my.
We do have to vote. So we had a motion, we had a second on accepting the resignation. All in favor of accepting the resignation of Christine Chattel with regret, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that motion passes. On to other business. Is there any other business that the selectmen want to bring before the board tonight? None
I
either.
don't have anything.
Now we will open up the floor to citizen comments. Agenda item 13. Any citizen comments? There is nobody left in the Sine room. So if anybody in our virtual audience wishes to speak, you can unmute. You can type in the chat box. Okay. Hearing and seeing none, we will move on to tax refunds. I don't have my recap sheet. Lynn was out today. Rainey brought me these, so
That's why you don't have it.
that's why I don't have it. I don't have the totals. I didn't total them up. Okay, we're not gonna do the totals. We're just gonna name them off. Okay, I make a motion that we refund Ernest C. Lamoureux, $12.93. George Grauer, $30.69. Honda Lease Trust, $83.77. And Honda Lease Trust, $278.94.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. All in favor of approving those tax refunds as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that motion passes. Make a motion that we adjourn at 7:35 PM.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Have a good evening.
You have that appointment sheet?